The morning after, a silence had fallen over the small, isolated home on the outskirts of Oakhaven. Not the peaceful quiet of a town waking, but the heavy, suffocating stillness that follows a scream. Deputy Marcus Vance, a man whose life was built on order and logic, on the tangible and the verifiable, found himself standing in the wreckage of that silence. The air itself seemed to hum with a low, resonant frequency, a vibration that settled deep in his bones, whispering of things unseen. The 911 call from last night, relayed by Sarah Jenkins, had been chilling. A woman, frantic, whispering about her husband. A man transformed into something else, smiling in the corner. Now the house was empty of him. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, no shattered glass or forced locks. Just an absence that felt more profound than any violent departure. A void where a man should have been, leaving behind only a chilling echo of his presence. In the living room, amidst overturned furniture and a faint, metallic scent that clung to the air like a shroud, sat the woman who had made the call. Her name was Eleanor. Her eyes, wide and vacant, stared at a wall covered in intricate, sprawling patterns. Geometric shapes, impossibly complex, drawn with a precision that defied human hand. Circles within circles, spirals that seemed to twist into infinity, all rendered in charcoal, ink, and what Marcus grimly suspected was dried blood. Her fingers, stained crimson, twitched, yearning for the fallen pencil, her body a puppet on unseen strings. "Eleanor, where's your husband, ma'am? What happened here? Can you tell me anything?" No response, just the rhythmic, almost mechanical movement of her head, tracking an invisible line across the wall. Her gaze was fixed, unblinking, on the intricate tapestry of her own madness. The low, almost inaudible hum seemed to emanate from her, a vibration that settled deep in Marcus's bones, a resonance that felt both alien and strangely familiar. It was the sound of a mind unraveling, or perhaps reknitting itself into something new and terrifying. Elias Thorne, a man haunted by echoes and the ghosts of sound, stood before the Oakhaven Town Council. His face was pale, etched with sleepless nights, his eyes bloodshot, and his hands trembled as he clutched a worn tape recorder, its reels spinning silently. He spoke of frequencies, of an ancient number station, of a hum that stole minds and reshaped reality. He spoke of his daughter's voice, a spectral whisper from the rusted speakers of the Spire, a siren song from beyond the veil of death. It's not just static, it's a pattern, a signal. It's changing people. I heard it. My daughter, she spoke to me from it. It's alive. It's a parasite feeding on consciousness, replacing it with something else. You have to listen. You have to understand. They saw a broken man, not a prophet. They heard madness, not a warning. Elias, defeated, slumped into a chair, the hum in his ears growing louder, mocking him, twisting his thoughts, making him question his own sanity. Was he truly hearing it, or was it the echo of his own grief, amplified by the isolation of Oakhaven? Sarah Jenkins, the night shift dispatcher, felt the creeping dread in her bones. The static on her radio, usually a comforting white noise, a familiar blanket against the vast emptiness of the night, had begun to coalesce. Not into words, not yet, but into a rhythm, a pulse. It was like listening to a heartbeat that wasn't her own, a slow, deliberate thrum that seemed to press against her eardrums, vibrating through the very console she worked on. It was a language without words, a message of pure, unadulterated terror. No, this isn't right. This isn't just interference. It's intentional. She leaned closer to the console, her fingers hovering over the dials, her breath catching in her throat. The static shifted, a faint, almost subliminal pattern emerging from the chaos. It wasn't random. It was forming, like a language she was on the verge of understanding, a language that promised to unravel her sanity, to strip away the thin veneer of order she clung to. A cold, alien intelligence seemed to be reaching out through the airwaves into her very mind. Marcus returned to Eleanor's home, a cold knot of unease tightening in his stomach, a premonition of horror gnawing at his resolve. The hum was stronger here, a palpable pressure in the air, a vibration that seemed to seep from the very walls. He found the family dog, a golden retriever named Buster, in the backyard. Not dead, not exactly. Dissected, laid out with a horrifying, almost artistic precision. Every organ meticulously removed, every bone cleaned, every incision surgical. There was no blood, no mess, no sign of struggle, just a chilling, emotionless display, a grotesque tableau of scientific curiosity. It was a violation of nature, a desecration of life, performed with an alien detachment. Oh God, Buster, what kind of monster? This wasn't an animal attack. This was something else. Something cold, calculating, utterly devoid of empathy. Something that saw life not as sacred, but as a puzzle to be solved, a mechanism to be understood. He looked back at the house, at the window where Eleanor sat, still drawing, her vacant eyes fixed on her geometric madness. A new fear, sharper and colder than anything he'd known, began to bloom in his chest, a fear that transcended the physical, a fear of the unknown, of the utterly alien. Then, from inside the house, a voice, Eleanor's voice, but not Eleanor's. It was layered, multitonal, as if several voices spoke in unison, perfectly synchronized, yet each distinct. It was the sound of a choir, cold and inhuman, a chorus of alien minds speaking through a single, broken vessel. The words were slow, deliberate, each syllable imbued with an unsettling weight. Is gone. Here. The vessel is prepared. The frequency is complete. Marcus stumbled back, his hand instinctively going to his sidearm, his mind reeling from the sheer impossibility of what he was witnessing. The words, the voice, the chilling precision of the dog's demise. It all clicked into place with a horrifying finality. This wasn't a missing person case. This was an invasion, a silent, insidious takeover orchestrated by an unseen enemy, a parasitic intelligence that was slowly, inexorably consuming Oakhaven. Marcus drove home through the deepening twilight, the hum now a constant companion in his mind, a relentless pressure behind his eyes. He tried to rationalize, to find a logical explanation, to cling to the familiar world he knew, but the images of Eleanor's drawings, of Buster's desecrated body, of that chilling, layered voice, burned in his memory, searing themselves into his consciousness. He pushed open the door to his own home, seeking the familiar comfort of his wife, Clara, a beacon of normalcy in a world gone mad. The house was dark, save for the faint glow of the streetlights filtering through the kitchen window, casting long, dancing shadows across the floor. He found Clara standing perfectly still in the center of the kitchen, her back to him, staring intently at the blank wall. Her posture was rigid, unnatural, a stark contrast to her usual relaxed demeanor. A cold dread washed over him, a premonition of something terrible, a sense of impending doom that settled deep in his gut. Clara? Honey, what are you doing? Are you all right? You're scaring me. She didn't move, didn't even flinch. The silence stretched, taut and suffocating, broken only by the frantic pounding of Marcus's heart. He took a step closer, then another, his hand reaching out, wanting to touch her, to confirm her presence, to dispel the growing terror. Clara, are you all right? Please say something. Slowly, with a mechanical grace that was utterly alien, a movement devoid of human warmth or hesitation, Clara turned to face him. Her eyes, usually warm and full of life, were now wide, unblinking, and utterly devoid of emotion. They were like polished obsidian, reflecting only the darkness. And on her face, a smile, too wide, too perfect, a rictus of joy that belonged to something else entirely, something ancient and malevolent, a mask of humanity stretched over an alien void. We are finally awake, Marcus, and we have been waiting for you.